if you were ever at one time single with your first job and your first apartment, okay, and you worked in any factories, literally, just because you were single at the time, other dudes, literally, co-workers and whatnot, and people eyeing you up from a distance, come out of the woodwork looking for a fool to shack up with them and that they can freeload off of, and thinking that they're gonna buddy up and you and them are gonna drink together or whatever the hell. Fuck that shit, you know what I mean? Alright, what's up, yins guys? Time for another video. And this is going to be a second video in what I was indicating in the last video I did, maybe making this a series. Oh, and I think I'm going to call it Entitled Alcoholics and Entitled Stoners and Other Weasels of the Nature. Something on that order, because that's what I'm talking about here. And this is a bunch of shit that's on my mind. I started making videos about fond memories of places I worked in, say industrial jobs, and when I was younger, what I encountered, okay, that I'm gonna tell you about in a sense. And while it's on my mind, before talking about the topic, what came to my mind is I told my partner, there's a story about if you were a woman, single and unmarried and working somewhere and had your own first apartment, the tomcats come out of the woodwork out of nowhere. It's almost like they sent you there. But another thing that people don't talk to about guys, and say if you were a dude, a dude younger in your 20s, and you go a different way, and you do go a different way as far as spending your money on drink, and you use your first apartment, right, and you're buying nice stuff for yourself. But anyway, a dude having their first apartment and being by themselves, and they didn't have a partner yet and not married yet like anybody else. Entitled alcoholics and stoner dudes seem to come out of the woodwork. Some of them being co-workers. They know you always assume you're single, and they'd almost looking to weasel away and shack up with you, because some dudes do that even at a younger age. They instead of getting their first place, the way some of us did it, they go and partner up and be roommates so they can get money together and drink and bitch how that it's being oppressive to try to pay rent. But anyway, yeah, if it's not the entitled the co-worker, or one of my favorites I can do separate videos on later, there's always that guy, black or white. It's not picking on anybody because of their race. You'll have a black or white or whatever too. You know, the guy that you work with, right, that everybody talked about, who always took off of work, you know, called off when the payday, back in the day where everybody was mailing the paychecks like clockwork, and then he got fired. They finally told him, well, don't come back. And then this would be the kind of dude that would run into you on the street later and try to tell some shitty story, thinking that for some reason he's going to shack up in your place and be sitting there drinking and smoking in your place as unemployed where you're working, and say beer in hand, your foot on your table, and your dog or cat hiding under the couch because wondering who the fuck is that. You know, and thinking you're gonna in their world, you're supposed to be one of those people to, oh yeah, come right in, dude, yeah, we'll smoke and drink together. Fuck that shit, you know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, before getting on with the actual topic, that's the idea of what I'm talking about. But anyway, if you got this far in this video, because I wanted to actually give you that idea here, because I'm laughing. I gave you a little sneak peek in where my mindset is at in making videos. But anyway, on with the actual particular laughable topic. after I got done telling you where my head is at here. Okay, this topic is, yeah, whether it's a black or white coworker, the one that thinks you're an idiot. And it's not about, oh, can I have a few bucks for lunch, you know, something in a vending machine, which once in a while, any of you guys, whether you're a lurker that doesn't even like me at all, you probably did or whatever, okay, let me have it. Then you didn't notice, but they never really got any lunch with it or whatever, you know what I mean, what they really wanted it for, but you've done it. But not just so much that, you got these ones that they think you're stupid, that you will never do, asking you for some larger amounts of money, right? And not just that, you, instead of saying, hell no, you go, you know, well, you blow them off and say, oh, sorry, I don't have it. You know, they figure you're living paycheck to paycheck, you got shit to do. Sorry, I can't help you, I don't have it. But in your own mind, you're like, fuck no. But I'm trying not to laugh here, even though this is people I knew from years ago. This shit is hilarious. I think it's fucking hilarious. When you go and, a lot of these ones, a few of these, when you go and say, oh, you know, sorry, I don't have it, even though in your own mind you're like, fuck no, they go and have the cojones, the big brass balls cojones, or you don't know if it's brass balls or they really think you're retarded or whatever. Combination of brass balls this gigantic and thinking you're retarded. And they ask you right after saying you don't have it, can you borrow it? yeah, and you're like, oh no, sorry, I ain't doing that yet. And they don't, and you wonder, what is it, what do you mean, go and take out a loan and borrow it, or ask some coworker, can I borrow it, don't tell them what it's for, or borrow it from, you know, I mean, this is a rhetorical question that you didn't ask them. You wonder what they really mean. But oh, if they thought you were really a big imbecile and totally retarded and gullible and low self-esteem idiot, that you know, they would do it. And matter of fact, this kind of person that asks you, can I have, say, 50, 60 bucks and some little sob story about their wife threw him out or something and got a PFA on him, any story, and you say no, and they go, oh, can you borrow it? You can bet that if you were to go and say, oh yeah, I don't have it, but I can't borrow, but what kind of, maybe what can I sell to get it for you? Oh, they would be right on that, you know what I mean? But anyway, to make a long story short, that I couldn't make up my mind if this would be a separate video, but I'm going to throw this in here and say, yes, there was somebody somewhere who I really didn't care for and all that, that I actually dealt with a couple of times, and I went sarcastic, made sure I had a sarcastic posture and sarcastic smirk on my face, saying sarcastically in front of people with a sarcastic tone as possible, so nobody takes me literally, and say, oh yeah, whoa, geez, what can I sell? And they go and be taking you seriously. They don't pick up on the sarcasm and literally go, oh, you know what, I can hook you up to do that. And matter of fact, a few things that if I could take off of your hands, just go ahead. Or just maybe if you're sarcastic about that, right? Come on, they gotta understand sarcasm, right? And they know they're already aware you're being sarcastic, and they go ahead with it anyway, and then they go ahead and do it. But anyway, yeah, that's over a period of a bunch of years, you know what I mean? I had a couple like factory jobs, especially after I went to college and went back to the workforce. I had a couple jobs on assignment where, okay, dude, it was white that did that, black, and there was a woman, maybe a little older, that you know, was like not a woman that was trying to get good looking and be good looking or anything, a tomboy type that worked in a factory, but you had other types in the office. But I think there was one that actually was an admitted lesbian, whatever floats your boat. But I would say for another story that actually I was saying that of the particular one that happened to be a woman. I was actually playing along because I heard what they were saying to other people. I was already over here, and I was actually trying to see how far they would go. I says, yeah, maybe 20. I'll see. I have to get to the bank on a lunch. But they were actually going, because I not to make a long story short, I seen what they were doing with other people, and I went and see how far they would go. And I go, yeah, they go, well, if I had this much, and I go, maybe I'll think about it, but yeah, imagine the traffic I'd have to get to. I had no intention of doing it, but I'm gonna save you making a long story and saying there was something that was an insult to my intelligence. So, and I started playing along, and to make a long story short, the amount kind of got a little higher, 70, 80, 90, 100, 150. So, okay, lunchtime comes, and comes and goes or whatever. I stop, grab lunch, and mail something to the post office and come back. They come to me and looking for the money. I said, well, no, I don't have it. And I kind of have this like little sarcastic smirk on my face or whatever. And I said, yeah. Then later in the conversation, I slip in, even in front of people, give it some time, that about something I was going to do to spend some money for myself later. Deliberately let it slip out. And mind you, not one of them things where I don't remember what I said to people. You know how you want to let it slip out when you on purpose in front of people when you know what they're up to, right? So you like let that slip out and say, oh, you're gonna go to do this with your money and buy this with your money after you told them you don't have it. Kind of like let something slip out on purpose. I mean, because this is like entitled alcoholics, entitled stoners or whatever, but I'm basically conglomerating a bunch of stories together real quickly to try to tell you what I dealt with. Blowing people off, and there might have been a couple times that you were humoring them because you saw something blatantly go on, and you kind of teased them a little bit, and then it's like saying fuck you in a nice way, and then deliberately saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna. And then if you got this far in this video, say you worked in a place with people like that, and then you had a wife and kids, you gonna fucking borrow from somebody to give money to some asshole and take money out of the mouth of your kids? Say you're living paycheck to paycheck, and maybe you and the wife want to use money from the credit card or do something for yourself. And another thing, if you got this far in this video too, this is what the born again Christians and preachers don't tell you. If there was somebody on YouTube, a YouTube Christian says, oh, the Bible says you're not supposed to do that, you're supposed to care. Okay, if you got another thing, you got this far in this video, say if you swear, you're black and white and you swear in videos and you've been to church. As a matter of fact, if you have some spiritual convictions and you regard yourself as believing in Jesus Christ even though you swear, this is a good fact for you. Okay, how devils and weasels, and there's certain and well, the born again Christian that you see outside of YouTube and here too will try to say, and they don't know, they never dealt with this or never worked a kind of job. Anyway, and those born again Christians, you know how I can't stand religion with people with airplanes, but there are nicer born again Christians who you don't want to take unfair advantage of. If you really did what certain born again Christians prescribed for you, which they don't do themselves. If you actually did it every time somebody damn asked you for money because you read the Bible and didn't have some discernment, your ass would be so damn broken, then you'd be homeless, right? And say you wanted to ask somebody on the street a couple dollars, you think anybody would do it for you? Even somebody next to a church that might be a Christian, you'd be damn lucky, you know what I mean? You see how that shit works? And so you can actually have yeah, there are idiots out there that'll interrupt you when you're talking because they've never been in a situation. I'll throw that in there too. That's hilarious. And like matter of fact, you know, a suit wearing pot-bellied Christian that has a nice car, that he's some preacher somewhere that thinks I'm not of God and I should have a haircut, that don't like me, he ain't obligated. Yeah, maybe he'll give you a couple dollars for some food at your word for it, maybe, but he ain't fucking obligated to give somebody $50 or $80 and somebody asks him, oh, if he says, oh no, sorry, I ain't doing that, I don't have it, and can you borrow it? Or anybody better, both black or white, watching this. And matter of fact, if you're black or white watching this, you got people of your own kind that'll do that to you, you know what I mean, too. Yeah, it could be somebody of the other race and they'll do that. And I'm okay, one more thing. I'm going to make this into a separate video later, but it's humorous too, how people that are the same color as you, right? Both black and both white. And this is like comedian material. You can be a black or a white comedian, or like Henry Rollins on stage, whether people laugh or not, talk about this. Or whether you're religious or not, or an atheist. Okay, that I regard this as hilarious, alright, if you follow me. Yes, and I will make a separate video on this. You know how people, whether black or white, the same color as you, or the other color, they don't want to look like they're begging when they ask. You know, and they want to hold on to their manliness and say, oh yeah, I had this happen to me. They don't want to have the tone like they're begging. They got to keep their manly posture, and they do a manly voice. And they got to word it, hold on to their manhood, word it so they're not begging, and hang on to their manhood when they're asking you too. And it, oh yeah, I do some really bad impersonations for you too, you know, that voice being deeper, you know, you gotta, even though men shouldn't, yeah, anyway, men don't really like to come around other men like they're begging, so they gotta hold on to the tough posture, and they gotta make a case, oh, my wife did this and that, and, you know, they wanna, the whole posture and tone of voice, like, to not look at begging, and they want to make it look like they're not begging, and you know, kind of word it some kind of way, and oh, and you're a man, a dude too, and there's, okay, like, and there's dudes that'll do this too, both black and white. Oh, dude, I feel sorry for you, that woman, that damn bitch, how dare her, yeah, let me take you and buy you a bunch of beers and let you move into my house, you know, because we're both drinkers too, and we drink, yeah, let you just be my roommate and we'll drink. You got those too, but yet I'm not one of them, and this can be for a lot of you people out there, black or white, that ain't one of them. I mean, if you got this, you know, I kind of notice that I repetitively say if you got this far in this video, because I know in some cases I write a written synopsis, and in case people don't watch my whole videos all the way. And I have shit that, yeah, I don't give a shit if you care about anything I'm saying that. I don't care either way. I know a couple of y'all to know me. And I think this shit is some favorite laughable memories. Whether you guys care about this shit or not, a few of you know me probably do. And if you, alright, I'm going to say it again. If you got this far in this video, yeah, if you got favorite laughable memories, yeah, that's the purpose of this too, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Oh yeah, like thinking you're born yesterday. And then I'll say it one more time, yeah. Yeah, single women that have their first place, you know, the tomcats come out of the woodwork, whether it's at the workplace or even eyeing you up where you don't see them in the street. But if you're a dude, yeah, the other dudes, and none of them are even gay. That's a whole different topic in this day and age. The ones at work, they know, oh yeah, you're not married, they presume. They come out of the woodwork and think you're some dumbass that's gonna just let them shack up with you like a roommate and all that jazz, thinking you're that stupid, and like, and you kind of let them down like with a deadpan reply and maybe a little sarcasm, or you try to be polite at first, but what you mean is, fuck you, you think I'm gonna let your damn ass, I'm gonna be stuck with your damn ass in my place? That's not what I got my own place for, and you know what I mean?